Let's take a look at the latest changes, the 5 p.m. advisory and the new track coming in, the new changes to the tropical storm watches in Florida, and a storm that's gained a little bit of strength. The hurricane hunters are flying into this now, and they'll get some new readings as we get into the early evening. The very outer bands are starting to work in around Andros and even into the Florida Keys, and we will see some rain here even later this evening and overnight from the very outer fringes of what is expected to become a major hurricane. It is forecast to become a hurricane tomorrow at 2 p.m. and then a Category 3 hurricane, major hurricane off the west coast of Florida. This is a big distance here, about 250 miles, but tropical storm force winds are expected in our area, at least the threat of them, into Thursday and Thursday evening, and then a landfall Thursday evening around the Big Bend, and then a big turn toward the northwest after that. Vipercast model has been pretty consistent along with the others, showing that are merging into the Gulf of Mexico, intensifying, and these bands working in on Wednesday. There's a heavy one there. There's just after midnight on Wednesday, early Thursday. And each one of these could dump a quick 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches of rain. There'll be very gusty winds, and then it'll settle down for a few hours, and then another squall works in. We've seen it before. We saw it with Adalia as it made a landfall in a very similar pattern, 2 years ago? Up around the Big Bend, Steinhatchee area. And there's a look at Friday. Still some lingering showers and downpours on Friday. The tropical storm force wind field showing up in yellow here. It's massive, almost over 250 miles from the center, and that is now nudged into the Treasure Coast, western Palm Beach County, and the lake, and that's why we have those new tropical storm watches in effect for those areas. So new tropical storm watches, Treasure Coast, the Okeechobee, Lake Okeechobee, obviously, and some counties on the western side of the lake because of, not because the storm has shifted any closer to us, just because the wind field is expected to be so large with this storm. Hurricane hunters are almost into the center of it now. We'll get some readings tonight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with the peak weather on Thursday, downpours, gusty winds, potentially to tropical storm force, which are 40 miles an hour, 35 to 45 with some higher gusts, and there is an isolated tornado threat. There's the outer band right there into the Keys now, and there's also another area of rain that's developed off Palm Beach. This is going to bring us some downpours this evening too, so if you're heading out, you're going to want the rain gear and drive slow because these are tropical downpours. This is big rain in a very short period of time. Zero visibility as you're driving down 95 and the turnpike, so be careful out there. Similar pattern for Thursday and Friday, very gusty winds and a little bit of an improvement on the weekend. A little sunshine, but still some rain squalls around.